Can't remember the name of the game. Subspecies. We made it to take that again. Hi everybody, we're Howling Hamster and we're here to keep you updated with subspecies and talk a lot of shit. There's Stephen. Hi Stephen.
Hello.
And Trevor.
Hello.
Okay, so we're going to go one by one around the table and talk about the updates, what's changed in subspecies this week, keep you up to speed, and then we'll try and be funny after that, because this bit is going to be really, really boring. This week, in the coding department has been busy trying to get spawning triggers working properly, and currents and grappling, and that has all been a massive pain in the arse. But 2 out of 3 isn't bad. We got 2 working, and currently before we come in to do this, or just before we come in to do this, I was tearing my hair out trying to get the submarine to lift up other submarines and not look like something that had just, I don't know, fallen off the back of a fucking lorry. How about the art department?
The art department has been moving between jobs this week, like every other week really, but primarily animation stuff. So just animating some characters and stuff, which is fairly straightforward. And then there's kind of new things like animating the. There's probably a name for this thing when you punch a hole in water. You fire a bullet in the water. You see it leaves this kind of like hole in the water.
Oh, the trail, yes.
Splash. I don't know what that's called. Yeah. That thing I don't know what's called. I've been trying to do. So.
And it looks cool because we've seen them do it.
Yeah, it does look alright. Yeah. So yeah, but the early tests have been encouraging. So so that's what I've been up to.
For the first week in history, the sound department actually has fucking microphones that haven't come from a toy shop. So yeah, and that's why we're recording this.
Yeah, this is the sound department's update.
Hey.
The podcast.
We're using the equipment.
I bet you're going to be sorry you got these microphones.
So we got a lot of equipment this week, didn't we? Okay. I say a lot. With the microphone, I got extra RAM and.
Yeah, after 18 months in development, we now have a computer that has 12 gigs of RAM. That's not at all embarrassing.
No.
So if you'd like to fund us...
I'm using upwards of like 2 programs at a time now. It's breathtaking shit, man.
The high-speed world of game development.
Okay, so outside of that, what else do we do this week? Other than the boring subspecies stuff.
What can we talk about?
Yeah, what do we talk about to keep? That's it. That's all the update, by the way. You're fully up to speed with subspecies. And we're hoping, we'll probably hear this every week, but in the next 2 or 3 weeks, we're hoping to have a 2-level demo up on, what's the name of the site?
Game Jolt, is it?
Game Jolt. Yeah, we're going to have a new demo up and, get to play it and download it and have great fun because it will be fantastic.
Why don't we just say it's coming out next week? And every time we do one of these, we'll say it's coming out
next week.
Yeah. Actually, we'll call the show It's Coming Out Next Week.
You have a nice running joke. No, it has to be out. Well, it doesn't have to be, I suppose, because let's be honest, we're good. If there's one thing we're good at, it's missing deadlines.
Don't say a deadline.
There's one thing we're good at, it's missing deadline. But it so happens, and this isn't a deadline, that there's a demo day coming up on the 7th of May here in the Start Lab.
That's their deadline, though.
Where... Well, there's it's not our deadline. We don't have to have our demo ready for that.
No.
But everyone, all the indie developers around Galway are going to come into the Start Lab on the 7th between 2 and 6 and show off their games. There's going to be Romero Games will be here, Tribal City Interactive, Spooky Doorway, Peripheral Labs, Star Cave, Ghost and... I keep getting that wrong. Goblins and Grottos,
Psychic
Software,
Hot Cereal.
Hot Cereal. We're going to have a bunch of the Pulse students showing their games. Hopefully the GTI students, I don't know about that because I haven't actually gone over and asked them, but I'm sure given the opportunity they will. I think there'll be about 15 games on display. It's free to enter, come in, try out, see what Galway games are, see what's been developed in Galway. It's going to be great fun.
Cool. It'll be like a little arcade.
It'll be exactly like it.
Except it'll be better edition. You don't have to listen to the sale pitch of some low-level hash dealer.
And you don't need a pocket full of 10p coins. Or
exactly.
It was 10p coins.
10p the size of your head.
Yeah. Well, 10p, I'm thinking back to the last time I was actually in an arcade putting coins in. Jesus. I think they took 10p's, didn't they?
I can't remember, the last time I was in an arcade, I think it was last century sometime.
Oh, definitely. It was the Savoy in Eglinton Street was the last time I was in an arcade. I was in school, I think.
Yeah.
And definitely took 10p's then into the gauntlet machine.
That was a dodgy spot, but there was the Vic as well. Do you remember the Victoria
I
Hotel?
remember the Vic, but I thought that was a snooker
wasn't
hall the
arcade.
whole time.
It was half and half.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
Yeah, that wasn't as dodgy as the other place.
I'm glad you've tuned in for this stroll down memory lane.
I was just about to say that. You'll find us here down memory lane.
It turns out, in case you didn't know, some of us are old in this room. Not Stephen. The sound guy's young and handsome. The other two are old.
Young and handsome.
Bitter.
That's a new one.
Ah, well.
To step up.
We're on the radio. They can't call me a liar.
Face for radio. That's definitely...
So in other news this week, a chain of cinemas in America have decided they're going to allow texting in the cinema.
Well, they said they were thinking about it. They haven't actually gone through with this yet.
Because young people aren't going to the cinema because they have to turn their phones off. All I can say is, if it happens in any cinema I'm in, there's going to be a body count.
I love the use, like, young people. It's just like, old man yells at cloud.
But it's old people certainly aren't giving out that they can't text while watching a film.
This is true.
That's a dangerous thing to do in a country with that many guns from around the place. I mean,
I just can't see how it's going to work.
yeah, I think if you're watching an action film, right? Okay, someone's texting, right? They get shot. How do you know if is that in the film? Is there a crime going on behind you? You won't know. It's just
That's a cutting edge Foley right there.
It is.
No, I think it's a bad idea. Yeah. Unfortunately, I was thinking about this last night. I think maybe it's the more maybe like we're looking at this from like the wrong side of this argument. Like, we're going to get older and older, and eventually this will be normal. Everyone's going to want this because they'll have grown up without turning off their device ever, and the thought of being disconnected from. As you said, they'll eventually, when we're older, there'll be shows in the cinema, special screenings for OAPs with an attention span of more than 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's going to be fun.
what a time to be alive.
Anyway, so that's that update. That's that rant out of the way.
What else can we
come
complain
across?
about?
What else can we wail into when we have a few minutes here?
Let's check the whaling list.
Anything interesting on the list?
Yeah, the rise of the drug dealer model.
This is your term.
The rise of the drug
This is
dealer
something
model.
you coined.
Is this like?
The freemium...
Is this something in like Milan where these anorexic girls are selling cocaine? Or
No.
She's hot and she's ready to sell you coke.
No, the endless runner type games, the ones that you can't complete because it's just constant microtransactions.
Oh, those are horrible. You mean like candy? Like games that we're not going to mention the
Redacted.
like beep. Yeah, like those things. Yeah, where you get them for free. You get a little taste for free. And then once they've got you hooked.
You get a handful of people hooked and then they start...
Yeah, I guess you got to start paying for glass hammers. Yeah.
Does anyone actually enjoy those games? Or is
They
it...
don't enjoy them, but they don't enjoy doing nothing either.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I don't know, it's hard to say they don't enjoy them. I mean, I imagine they must enjoy them.
well, it's a choice between that and just like waiting for a bus. Waiting for a bus driver to show up. I mean, the bus is going to be here at 1:15. You know that's a fucking lie. It's going to show up whenever the fuck it wants. You know what I mean? So in the meantime, let's just whip out games we can't mention.
It's a sad state of affairs when video games, which were supposed to replace reality, now just replace waiting for a bus. Yeah. What a world we live in.
But that's when you play those things. You don't you don't sit down upon an evening and just go, right, time to just
You see, I think you might be wrong. I think people do.
Really?
Yeah, it frightens me to think that people do, but I think maybe they do. I think people go home from work, sit down, and take out their tablet or their phone and play those games. Those like awful games.
Really, yeah.
Yeah, I think they must. They have to, surely.
You poor people.
We're not here to judge.
No.
And all games are equal. And no, that's not true.
No, it's not. But proper games are so much better.
Yeah, they
Just
really are. Well, I don't think this was the plan for the first podcast. Let's take a big stick to the rest of the gaming industry.
What I love is the assumption that we had a plan.
Yeah.
Other than like 4 bullet points on a sheet.
But you're right, that is an insidious kind of model to monetize games. I realise that in this world now that people simply won't pay for it. It's kind of that you could nearly argue the developers were forced into a corner. Like if it was still a world where you meant something, put it out there, and then people were willing to actually pay for it in the Android universe, we'd say, or mobile phone world, maybe this wouldn't exist. But it's like it's become the norm. Nobody expects to pay for anything in that medium, we'll say.
But they don't pay anything
it's all
full
free.
stop. I mean, like movies, music, games, they just want free stuff.
Yeah. I mean, piracy is thriving.
We know all about the thriving piracy. We're being pirated up the rectums over here.
That's not quite how we put it, but
I'm not sure exactly. All right, we should probably explain what he means by that statement. Our previous game, Goldbeard, which was a mobile phone game that we released on Android, which we did just for shits and giggles, really.
lots of shits, some giggles.
We released two versions of it. We released a version with ads in it that was free, and we released a 99-cent version that was ads free. It was up for about 65 seconds, and someone paid 99 cents, downloaded the ad-free version, and then uploaded to every Play Store in China. Now the Chinese are loving it. I mean, but that's, not much good to us, but still it's nice to know someone appreciates the game, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Woohoo, China.
Yeah. There's that argument too that they say like a pirated version was never a sale.
No.
Do you know what I mean? They were never intended to buy it. They were just going to think,
I was
which
reading someone
is
saying that
fine,
recently.
but that they shouldn't deserve to have it either.
No.
Even bastards.
But there's the other hand that people reckon nowadays that maybe the piracy drives the actual sales. Like you've got two types of customers, or well, we won't call them customers because that's a bit loose. Two types of people:
Users.
the ones who are never going to pay for the game,
Yeah.
but will pirate it,
Yeah.
and the ones who
Thieves. Yeah.
okay, and the ones who will always buy the game because they're just the type of people who will buy games.
Yeah.
Because I think that's right, and they're right. It is right.
Yeah.
But by all these thieves, as you
Yeah.
label them, downloading and playing the game, that drives the sales amongst the... This is an argument, I'm not saying it's true.
How does it drive sales?
Because word of mouth, everything, the game being played, it's just out there.
It drives piracy. So
it creates
Yeah, but
awareness.
the piracy creates an awareness of your product, and the worst thing is having a game, you know yourself. You can make the greatest game in the world, and if the three of us and the only guys in the room that know it exists, it's not going to get played.
Actually,
I mean, I'm not saying this is right. I'm saying someone put this argument forward.
I
don't
have
know,
actually,
maybe it just shot up or something. Maybe
Yeah.
it was just delusional when he made the point.
No,
But it kind of seemed to make sense.
yeah. There was an article on Game of Sutra this week about some studio that they released their game for free just for one weekend or something on Steam, and then after that they actually saw more downloads when they went back to paid because more people had it and they were telling their friends and stuff like that. So it does kind of work, but you're also out of pocket for those.
Well, but that was the argument that you're not really out of pocket because
No.
these guys are never going to give you any money anyway.
Of course not. Yeah.
No, I realise you're right, Trevor. They shouldn't have the game.
But it could be is this a generational thing?
I don't know. I
was
don't
thinking,
think so.
maybe if you're in your sort of like 20s, you don't expect to pay for your entertainment. You expect it to be riddled with ads, and that's how it's paid for.
So you're telling me when you were a young fella, I know when I was a young fella, I remember being really excited when I got a double tape deck stereo.
Yeah.
So I could record a tape onto a blank tape.
Yeah.
And you recording music off the radio.
Are we equating the two?
Well, it's piracy.
Taping radio songs off the radio is not piracy.
It's like tracing.
I think you'll find that's exactly what it is.
But I mean,
It was the piracy of our day. That was all we were technically capable of, and the games didn't exist to rip off anyway.
But the thing is too, there was like
I used to rip off Commodore 64 games. Did you ever record a Commodore 64? You could do it in a double tape deck.
yeah. But the thing was that every time you would make a copy, it would degrade. It would do the copy. There was a certain amount of copies you could make before the thing started.
gone.
Yeah.
And plus, there was no digital
The
distribution.
old clone problem that
It
killed off the guys in SG1.
Yeah.
What was it?
Absolutely.
It was you and your friends that could play it. That's about it. You couldn't distribute it to millions of people around the world.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And the other argument
But
that
now
too-
you're just arguing scale, though.
No, the other thing is too, right, okay, the music industry in the 80s was like big time money. They kept making money, plenty of money, that kind of thing, right?
As opposed to the
piracy.
$90 billion revenue business the game industry
Which is made by like, a handful of companies.
It was the same in the music industry. There was a handful of companies making it. There was still starving artists out there working hard. You know what I mean? All right, the scale is different. You can argue scale if you want, but piracy's piracy. All right, you did it yourself. You know you did it in your heart and soul.
Yeah, and I know that if I want to buy an album, I can't go anywhere to do that because they're dinosaurs now. The music industry is all but extinct at this stage, you know. So,
But is the games industry going to go that way? I mean, it's like literally every game in 10 years, every game going to have to be free.
well, if no
And
one
they're going
wants
to have to
pay
think of
for
some
it,
other way
yeah,
of generating revenue.
Yeah.
The only problem with that is, and this is to anyone who pirates games and is listening, or anyone who knows someone who pirates games, the problem with this is you're just going to have the big games, the big AAA studios are the only one can produce at that level.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you're going to lose all the indie games. Now, I know
not all
people
that
call indie
pixel
games
art, man.
75-80% of indie games, you might look at them and go, oh god, they're awful shit. But the real gems that come out of the indie games industry, when the indie games get it right, when small studios get it right, they make stuff you were never going to see out of a AAA studio, and that's what makes it the indie games industry brilliant.
Yeah.
You know, the diamonds that come along every so often. It's like subspecies.
Yeah.
Don't
Coming
laugh,
out in
I'm
2
deadly
weeks.
serious.
The demo for that's up next week. We should try it out.
Apparently
Lies.
next week.
Oh,
Yes.
never
And
was.
it's free, so you don't have to fucking steal it. You thieving shower fucks.
Remain calm. Some of the people listening may not be pirates.
Arr.
I prefer the term privateers.
Private.
Yeah, privateers. They're not pirate. No.
Gentlemen of fortune.
Anyway, so that kind of took us sideways. That conversation. What the hell are we talking about now? Is there anything else on that list to talk about?
Influences? Games you played in your
In
your
here.
youth.
In
in
our
our
youth?
Yeah,
Okay,
no.
I don't have any.
You do, Gauntlet.
Yeah, Gauntlet. Yeah, I liked Gauntlet. I liked playing lots of games when I was young.
Well, there you
But a
go.
lot of them were crap. I mean, like, they were good at the time, but looking back at them now, I mean, I used to play Elite, the original Elite, man.
Yeah.
It was like 4 lines, vector lines,
Yeah, but it had
on a screen
gameplay.
with like numbers.
But it had actual gameplay as opposed to something that looks pretty, but all you do is collect
You
coins.
kind of had to imagine a lot with Elite, though.
Yeah.
You really had to dive in there and believe.
Yeah.
That didn't mean it wasn't really, really good. It was, but
I'll close
new-
my eyes and make my own explosions.
there was a little bit of that going on.
Yeah.
The new Elite
but,
looks good, though.
but it was brilliant. The new Elite looks
The new Elite
incredible.
And
It
Star
looks like I
Citizen.
would be awfully bad at it, though.
Star Citizen as well. Looks
The new Elite has 360 like space battles in it. I
Yeah.
can see from the HUD that the guys are above and below you, and as you rotate, you can rotate around the whole thing. No chance. I'm going to last about 3.5 seconds.
So if you weren't nauseous before,
I can manage two dimensions, maybe.
Yeah.
On a good day, if it's an easy game.
and that's why subspecies is 2.5D.
It's already half a dimension too much for me to manage properly.
Yeah. Well, you'll see yourself in the demo next week. So yeah.
You're just not going to let that one go. Here's from the demo next week.
Next week, yeah.
So seeing as he spoke, what are your influences?
My influences.
Your influences.
Child.
Your inspiration.
What games did you like playing when you were younger?
Oh, whatever. The first proper thing I had game thing was an Atari 2600, which is basically it's like old arcade. It's like really crappy versions of crappy arcade machines. Like let's say like you get like maybe 50 sprites on screen. You got at home there was about like 20. If that, you know what I mean? So it's basically blocks shooting at other blocks. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
But the art, the fucking, it was, I mean, shite lies they'd be told. You'd see these box art, wonderful box art, and it was fucking these
Dreams.
images. It was like it's like, oh, look at this, it's fantastic. And then you
Well,
take
that's
it
what the
home.
box art was for. The box art was for your imagination.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
you'd have a reference to, alright, I have to imagine that cube that's moving around on the screen looks like this.
Oh yeah, there was one called Centipede, right? I remember this one, right? The box art for that was basically there's this pixie guy in the foreground. He's like a sort of Bilbo Baggins type thing. His back's to the thing. He's got this like wand out, and up above him was this towering centipede, just like coming to get him like that, right? So I think this. I want to play this. This looks fucking amazing. Fucking blow my mind. Atari 2600. So you pop the OK and you flick the switch, and your Bilbo Baggins Pixie Warrior, I swear to God, turned into a fucking rectangle. That's it. And the centipede is like 20 circles coming down at you. Like, that's it. There you go.
In their defence, they didn't have a whole lot to work with.
Yeah, that's no, that's for like.
But yes, you're right.
technology
The lies that were told by the people with the box art, that wasn't that hurt.
Which it was not. I mean, it was like Ireland, 1987. The fuck all is to be doing. You know what I mean? So I was like,
Yeah, even a cube. You'd be happy with a cube.
I would delight
Oh,
with the
to have a
cube
cube.
because I would. Because you just switch the thing off, and then what are you gonna do? Watch the 2 channels on the fucking
Glen
television?
Rowe might be on.
Oh, we've 3 now, though. We've 3. We're spoiled for choice.
You probably don't remember 2-channel television, do you?
I don't remember 2 channels on television.
No.
I
He's
do.
from Sligo. They still only have 2 channels.
Sligo,
up in
sorry,
Sligo.
yes, sorry. Yeah. You probably getting the Atari 2600 soon enough, man.
I'm not allowed to weigh in on this one. I'll be.
So what about your influences? You can tell us about how you played Zelda when you were a young man.
I didn't play Zelda, actually. Zelda was even older than some of the stuff I played. I started out on the PlayStation 1, actually, with Rayman 1.
Must be nice to be queen. Queen of the world. At the PlayStation 1.
No, I started out with PlayStation 1 and Game Boy Color. So
Game Boy Color.
Game Boy Color. I didn't even have the black and white Game Boy.
Was that the one with like 4 colours?
It had, I think it had 8 colours.
Oh, 8 colours,
maybe.
yeah, sorry.
Yeah. It wasn't great. But then I had the Game Boy Advance, and yeah. So
They had little to be saying about their Game Boy when they had the word colour.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was more just tints.
In
Really.
Technicolor.
Oh yeah. My router still says that. It's a Technicolor router.
Oh, cool.
Cheers for that. That's pretty much my influences.
Alright. Anything else? What are we going to do? Come on, lads. We've got bullet points here and we're not covering them. Oh, God. Was that a big sound spike? Sorry about shouting.
That's grand. We'll
Alright.
cut that out.
How are we doing for the episode? I think have we bored them enough at this point? I mean, apparently, this is about our commitments are a bit like our deadlines. We treat them the same way anyway. Apparently, we're going to be doing this every week to keep you updated with the game.
Yeah.
I can see the look on Trevor's face. He already wants to kill himself, or one of us. I'm not sure which, but there's definitely he's got his murder face on.
I've got all the fun of setting all this shit up every week as well, because I've got to take this on again.
Yeah, it does look like fucking Cape Canaveral in here. There's like shit
Yeah,
everywhere.
like every,
It works though.
There is
It
a
actually sounds pretty
whole
good.
heap of equipment in here, it has to be said. Yeah, that's cool. So this would actually be handy if we ever need to record sound for our, what do you call that thing? Game.
Video
Yeah.
game, yeah.
There's this thing called dialogue. I hear it's popular.
Dialogue. Oh yeah,
Kids
we have
love
to
it.
record the dialogue. We still haven't done that.
We have to write the dialogue to record, and then we have to.
Okay, people.
That's it.
Turns out we'll have to go now because we've just remembered something that we were meant to have done 2 weeks ago.
Someone do the sound effects of someone running away.
So for me anyway, thanks for listening to us blabber on. We'll talk to you next week. Oh, and by the way, if you haven't, go onto the site and check out Trevor's blog entry this week.
Oh yes, the blog.
Yeah,
We'll put
more about his influences. Very, very good.
This is the sort of the third in a series of blogs, will it be?
Yeah.
Will it be?
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the third and most interesting. And I have a feeling they're all going to go a little this way. But yeah, definitely go and read that and keep an eye out for the demo. When's that going to be out again?
Probably next week.
Probably next week
Yeah,
sometime. I think.
Monday, yeah.
Well, maybe not early in the week.
That,
we'll keep you updated anyway.
that blog post as well can be found at howlinghamster.com/blog.
Or yeah, that's right. We have a website called howlinghamster.com. I forgot to say.
I've heard we have a website.
And subspecies.com for the game. Subspecies. Is there a dash?
Sub-hyphen-species.
Sub-hyphen-species. And if you can't spell hyphen, just ask somebody. All right. Okay. Well, I'm good to go.
Yeah.
Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks for listening.
Stop stealing.